from d.a.Levy's Kibbutz in the Sky. I don't have time to tell my wife I love her, and that hurts someplace inside me. I don't even have time to go inside me and replace the broken parts. Listen, don't be afraid of death. They intend to murder you anyway. Listen, don't be afraid of death. They intend to murder you anyway. Cleveland, I gave you most of my energy, pieces of my flesh and bone, and you laughed. Clanking out tanks by Cadillac, making missile parts to bomb children. In Vietnam, investing your money to buy machine guns, to buy plastic war toys for your children. To keep America free? And your children growing into eternally innocent murderers and businessmen with potbellies, dying as you died in dismal, stupid laughter, dying as you were dying to maintain a culture of uniform weakness. And educating your children to not read Neruda or Lorca or Apollinaire or Ginsberg or Kendall or Sanders. Cleveland, I gave you most of my words and my time, and you laughed. Told me to get a job, like washing dishes for $40 a week. Because my high school diploma wasn't worth a good shit, and the sun never rose in this empty town, and the daylight breaking rainbows on the wet Oriental manhole covers wasn't worth the time or money to write about, except on Sundays when you couldn't get a drink and wipe out the wasted days piled up like dead flowers. Cleveland, I gave you a kind of love that you will not understand. For the centuries you collect museums full of dead things with their inner meanings subtly covered to protect your children, to keep America free, perhaps free from thought. And with your insistence upon reality to never notice that we are all only kept alive by dreams, and even the small dreams of Cleveland are slowly murdered by the narrow reality that surrounds and devours them. Tell me again, reality is money. And I will slice open your blood-stained reality and scream that I and my brothers know 1,000 doors in and out of your reality. Tell me about your reality, and I'll tell you. I do not believe in death, and I spend my days in amazement, wondering at your callousness and your wide open hypocrisy. Cleveland, I gave you the poems that no one ever wrote about you, and you gave me nothing. Not that I ever wanted much, a place to write, some printing materials, so I could take my time and write beautiful poems and study, but you laughed. And when I got sick and couldn't afford a doctor, you looked the other way. You told me I couldn't experiment with words, had to understand the rules of the game, get credentials. I watched my teeth rot and laughed. What could your schools teach me? How to be a bad poet? After paying out $5,000, or perhaps after a scholarship brainwashing, I could sit on my ass and write to an audience I helped to murder with dead poems, safe poems. Tell me about your reality, and I'll tell you Cleveland, you don't know where it's at. Investing your children in apathy and imprisoning everyone you think is a leader. There are rules to the game you haven't learned. 1,000 ways to destroy the monopoly you think you have on limited thought processes. Tell me about your reality and I'll tell you. There is no security in the universe. Who in the hell do you think you are? Attempting to control God? To stop motion? Cleveland, if you think you can corner a piece of time, move to another galaxy and keep pretending. But even there, we'll move over you in a few million re-entries. Cleveland, I gave you poems that no one else had time to write, and you arrested me, and I don't care. In the days unborn, you will find my brothers, armed with words you haven't even dreamed of. Cleveland, you will move or be plowed over, eaten by vultures, like a corpse, digested and slowly change.